What is up, everybody? Welcome to Xbox Ultimate Podcast episode number. Let's see, what are we on? This is episode 177.
77.
No, not everything has to be 69, psycho.
Remember the other day, like, I forget what happened, but like 69s just kept popping up for us.
I bet it has.
Did this happen?
Yeah. Like, we went to like two places and like the total had like 69 in it, like at both places.
Yeah, it was weird. It's like everything around us started like just being 69.
And we're like, is this like a sign?
It was the universe sending signals. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great day.
How could you
No, I'm just kidding.
How could you forget?
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, hey babe. Well, welcome back to the show. This is the second week in a row.
I know. I'm just sliding right in to take Jasper's place.
Yeah, Jasper's out, Kate's in. Bye, Jasper. We're new and improved now.
Not quite, but
absolutely are.
A little bit of a downgrade. Sorry.
No, you're good. Pong Soul is taking the night off. He's just had a lot going on. So shout out to Pong.
Yeah, I'm actually just here to fill in for Pong.
Yeah. We got Mr. Golden Age is taking the night off. So shout out to Pong. Miss you tonight, buddy. What you been up to, babe? Oh, I know what you've been up to. What you been up to?
Oh, honestly, just like chores. The only thing I've been playing is House Flipper in anticipation of House Flipper 2 coming out later this month. I was gonna hop into Fortnite earlier, but those servers were, I think, down for longer than anyone anticipated. But they like as soon as I feel like as soon as the show went live or started, it was supposed to start, the servers went live.
Yeah, I know our daughter is super happy about that.
Yeah.
That's the truth. They got like this gods of like Greek gods theme.
Yeah, Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Pretty
cool.
What is that?
For Fortnite, the new season is Greek gods. So they got like Hades,
Aphrodite.
Yeah, all the Zeus, stuff like that. Pretty cool. Fuzzy, how you doing, man?
Doing great. My nose is still a little sore, so that's why I'm not on camera, and I'm on the road right now. Me and the wife decided to go to a horror convention, like the Day of the Dead, and a few other places where we go to get like autographs from some of like the actors and actresses and stuff like that. But here in the hotel room right now, glad to be with you guys. Been watching Twitter be its usual toxic, rampage of, I don't know, craziness. But other than that, pre-ordered Dogma 2 through CD Keys because I was able to get it for the price of the regular edition. I got the deluxe edition for the price of the regular edition. So looking forward to that. Haven't done the creator thing yet, the character creator yet, but that looks pretty cool. Other than that, just been playing Undisputed, GT7, Forza Horizon 5, and a little bit of Sifu. Like now that I have it on PC with some of the mods and some of the like arena things, just doing my Matrix stuff and doing just basically slicing up people in that game and just having fun with it. But other than that, glad to be here with you guys, man.
Yeah, dude, thanks for joining us on the road, dude. It's super cool. Like you live this awesome retirement life going on.
I was gonna say, I love the things his wife and him do together.
I know, it's so, fucking
sounds so fun.
Awesome. Like, what was it, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago? You're on a cruise and you meet like Kevin Smith and stuff, and like now you're going to conventions and all this kind of stuff. It's that's awesome. But thanks for joining us from the hotel room.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
It's actually pretty good quality. To tell you the truth, like are you just using your phone?
Yeah, just using my phone right now.
Works. Hey, all this shit, and I just fucking use my phone. I was like, what a waste of all this stuff. You sound good.
I miss my PC though, but yeah, the phone's able to, I guess, hold its own.
Right on.
Shout out to Fuzzy's wife for letting him do this. She's a saint.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I think she's put up with me going to like my like I went to the Fan Fest a couple of years ago, and then I was big into NASCAR for the longest time, so I always used to drag her to NASCAR races. And she's not a real NASCAR fan; she was just more so there for me, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, all right, my turn. We're going here.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you support each other.
Yeah. Thank you.
What's up, Psycho? How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. How's everyone doing tonight? I've just been playing some Unicorn Overlord and kind of been in my feelings of yesterday. So
In your feelings.
In my feels, if you guys haven't heard Akira Toriyama or
Toriyama,
Jesus Christ, Toriyama,
wow, Psycho
passed away. Shut up. Passed away. On March 1st, and we found out yesterday. So
yeah.
Psycho, did you see what like the players in the game all did?
Yeah, that was Xenoverse 2, and they all were paying tribute, imitating doing the spare bomb, and that was really fucking cool.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of stuff on social media and stuff paying tribute to Toriyama. It's been that's been the cool part to see, but it's it's a big loss. I mean, it's you think about the amount of culture that he's impacted, especially from people like our age, like going back to when we were kids. And I saw some videos talk about this, and there was somebody, I forget who, had posted a commercial for like a Dragon Ball Z game or whatever, right? And it had like this guy that he's I think it's in Japan, but this guy in Japan like watching or being a Dragon Ball fan when he was a kid, growing up, and them doing like the Kamehamehas and stuff, like all that stuff, and then then other kids doing it, like it just thinking about really the amount of impact like one person had over like kind of popularizing to mainstream like anime and that kind of thing. It's like it's a huge thing, and I know a lot of people were fans and stuff beforehand, but when somebody passes like that, I think it kind of draws a new level of focus and respect for it, because you really start to comprehend like, wow, this person like really kind of changed popular culture forever, right? And
I had never heard of him until yesterday.
You're not an anime fan, so
no.
I'm not a big into anime either, so but I know who he is obviously because of that. But like you talk about Dragon Ball Z, you talk about going from there, and that's kind of what it started for most people, right?
Was it unexpected, his passing?
Yeah.
Was he sick?
He was in his 60s, and I think it was like
I saw that he was young still.
It was like a hematoma or something, I think is what it said. So it's just
brain
came
injury or something.
It came as a shock,
That's
to
really
people.
sad.
Like there was still like just like last couple of years there was like new stuff coming from him.
Yeah, I was gonna say like was he still working?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was still working. They had a new anime coming up called Dragon Ball Daima that was supposed to come out this year, and then then second season in Dragon Ball Super sometime after that. And yeah, there was a lot, and he has 2 video games coming out. The new Dragon Ball Sparking Force is the spiritual successor of Budokai Sensei, and the was it Sandlands or something along the lines?
Yeah, Sandland.
That was so they were pumping out content, and the guy was still young. I mean, 68's and is not old, and it's crazy.
Yeah. It's a huge loss for popular culture, anime fans, people that just have been a Dragon Ball Z fans, or whatever it is, or the games, like all that stuff. So yeah, it's kind of a big thing, and there's a lot of diehard fans out there. So You know, R.I.P. to a great one. It's a big loss. But I do want to get. That's seeing all the tributes to Toriyama has been like, that's a positive side, like of seeing like the community pay respects and all that kind of stuff, right? Social media has been really interesting last, I'll say, couple months, within the Xbox community especially. It started kind of, would y'all say, like in January, like right after the turn of the year. And there was those rumors that started coming out. There was like more insiders than usual, you know, saying things and doing different stuff and putting out rumors and saying, "Oh, look, I heard this, I seen this," and oh no, things are bad, and all this kind of stuff. And things kept snowballing. Then, you know, we had the bigger rumors come out, and then the community starts to freak out a little bit more. Then we have the business update event, and kind of somewhat calms people down, and some people are even more upset. And then it seems like things just with the community side of Xbox, which, you know, we've been a part of for now over 3 years, right, has kind of been fractured in a way. It's like, if you see the thumbnail, it's like kind of, I know it's maybe being dramatic, but it's like this Xbox community fallout now. And I've been trying to I've been kind of a little bit more quiet on social media, because like I just see people arguing and trying to prove I'm right and you're wrong and all this kind of stuff within people that were all celebrating things together for years and stuff. And it's just kind of weird, kind of sucky, kind of sit back and just kind of see kind of what's happening from a perspective where it's like I just don't understand it. So that's going to be kind of somewhat what we talk about. We're going to talk about the partner preview, and we're going to talk about some other stuff as well. But like overall, like I think this Xbox community that has seemed so strong for so many years, even through all the downtimes that we had, like with the Xbox, seems kind of like in this weird turmoil phase, and I don't understand what the hell has happened. Like what happened? Like all of a sudden, like everybody hates each other. There's like,
it's like a big adult daycare, and there's no adults around.
Yeah,
there's no like actual like adults.
I kind of feel like part of it.
What do you mean?
Like I feel like part of it is like this. It's like a human thing. Like everybody wants everybody to feel like they do. You know what I mean? So it's like, I see that some people are like super upset, you know, that like Xbox put games on another platform. And then there's other people that just don't really give a shit. And right. And then there's kind of people that like can have a conversation about it, but not really get emotional about it, you know? But like, I feel like there's people on two sides, either that it's like, I'm championing this, it's awesome. Or there's people that like say, this is horrible forever. My brand is destroyed, but they want everybody else to feel like they do. You know what I mean? It's like, and it's going into comments or telling people like to take a stand. You know, like share my opinion, because if you're not sharing my opinion, you're bad for Xbox, or you're bad for gaming, or you're bad for the brand. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And like people are like taking these weird stances right now. When it's like, there's really is everybody just like kind of chill out and just let things kind of play out and just play all these fucking awesome games, you know? Like I don't know, it seems like maybe a little bit of an overreaction from some that are like in their feels a little too much about some of this stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know, what do you think, Fuzz?
I think from the outside kind of looking in, I think a lot of people kind of forgot about all the games that are coming to Xbox at this point.
Yeah.
They're looking almost at like any other like blemish on the Xbox brand, and it's getting highlighted. Meanwhile, over in PlayStation land, there's, you know, mainly third-party games. First party has been kind of silent other than in their remasters and whatnot. And there's almost like no focus in the media on that. Or they say it's like, oh, this is genius because it gives you more time to play these third parties. It's like, it's a mixture of everything, and it's like the gaming media is on this weird tear, like they usually are, about kumbaya for Xbox putting games on PlayStation, but everything else Xbox sucks. And then the community, like you said, it's split into a couple of different camps where you got the ones that are like, you know what, it is what it is, but hey, we got a ton of games coming. Then you got the ones like, Xbox is dead to me. They kicked my dog and peed in my Cheerios, and like, really, I'm not for the sharing games kind of thing unless they
Yeah.
were going to make jokes about it. Like for me, I kind of look at it as they could have made this a PR thing that would have been a funny spin, kind of like the way PlayStation used to do things with Crash Bandicoot, and have them out there in front of Sony PlayStation headquarters with like a bullhorn and be like, "Hey, we heard you didn't have any games, so we got these 4 extra games. We had them for a while, so here you go." And then like have people come out of the headquarters like, "Here you go, here's Sea of Thieves," and just like laugh at them because we have so many games that we were able to share them, and that would have been the positive spin. But their Xbox's PR and some of their marketing isn't quite what we always hope for, but they're getting better. But all in all, I just see the back and forth between the community, and it almost feels like, what was it, the Civil War 2.0 or whatever, like the Marvel universe or
Yeah.
something. And it's wild to me. Like, even as console warrior as I tend to be sometimes, through some of my snide comments, it's like, at this point, if Xbox isn't going to console war, I'm not going to bother with it. But I am looking forward to, like, with the partner preview, there was like 10 games out of there that I really am looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
There's Dragon's Dogma, which I already pre-ordered, that I'm looking forward to. There's Hellblade 2 coming in May that I'm absolutely looking forward to. And, there's just so much other stuff that, these nitpicks over, why are you happy about the games coming?
Yeah.
Well, they're games, and I'm a gamer, so why wouldn't
Right.
I be happy about the games coming?
Exactly.
It's like, well, they put games elsewhere. And what, am I going to go to everybody that owns a PlayStation's house and be like, you can't play Sea of Thieves? Like, that's like this. It's just silliness at this point. But like I said, I was one of those. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna buy my third parties on Steam. I'm still gonna buy all my first parties on Xbox, and probably still play them on PC and my Series X on occasion.
Yeah.
And anything that comes into Game Pass, I'll probably still buy there as well, whether it's third party or not, because you get the discount and stuff like that. So for me, yeah, I'm not spending as much as I would with Xbox, but I'm still spending money with them. I mean, to be honest, I'm still waiting for like Spider-Man 2 to go on sale before I start spending money. I mean, they're giving it away with the console now, with that whole bundle deal, but I think everybody needs to remember why they're part of this hobby. And if it's about the games overall, then focus on that. And the other stuff can be the noise. And then the infighting between each other, it's like, just take it to the DMs. Like, you don't have to be like, this person blocked me, or, this person ignored me, or this person is being toxic. And it's like, fine. And then on the complete opposite end, the kumbaya crowd, it's like, come on, really? We're doing this now? But there's no kumbaya energy for the other side. Like, how come we still don't have Final Fantasy VII on Xbox? Nobody wants to talk about that. But it's kumbaya because Sea of Thieves is everywhere. It's like, come on, at least be balanced.
Right.
But
No,
it is what it is.
I agree, man.
Yeah.
Good thoughts. Hey, 3-bit.
Hey,
Welcome to the show, man.
I am wet because
I was gonna say, is that like a design?
You're-
I didn't know if it was one of those
Um,
3-bit shirts that was like had a
What?
weird design on it.
Well, 3-bit's first
Or if
thing
it's
says,
water.
"Hey, I am wet."
I'm.
Hey, everybody, I'm wet.
No, I went out in the rain. This is how much I love you guys to get my
Really?
headphones.
What-
Yeah,
Why were your headphones out in the rain?
I forgot it in the car, and then.
Oh,
yeah.
do you drive with those on? That's probably not safe.
I go to work with. I go to work when, and I bring them. And I
just-
forgot I was in the car. Like, oh shoot, I gotta jump on this show.
Yeah. No,
But
thanks
what's
for
up, guys?
thanks for hopping on, man.
Yeah.
We were just starting a
Yeah, what are your
conversation.
thoughts on the community right now, 3-bit?
Woo! Community is interesting right now. Yeah, I mean, I echo Fuzzy's sentiment. I think a lot of the community, I always found it weird when people are like, I'm announcing to the world that I am blocking this one person. I don't know, I've never done that. So when other people do it, it's just like, okay.
Or when people like share that someone blocked them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
person blocked me.
this person blocked me. And
Mm-hmm.
then trying to get people to pile up on that. I don't know. I never understood that mentality, but people will do what they need to do, I guess. And yeah, there's been a lot of that going around, and it is kind of unequal, like Fuzzy was kind of saying on the PlayStation side. Like no one's really asking for clarity on certain things, but yeah, this community. I mean, we've seen how fragile a lot of what this community has been since the start of these 4 games going to other platforms. Um, it's been kind of a awful place to be on Twitter
Yeah.
lately. That is for sure.
Twitter's been kind of like a weird glue that connects a lot of the communities together, right? So you have like a bunch of YouTube channels and a bunch of like different personalities or different people with Twitter accounts that have a lot of thoughts and like kind of a congregation of like the larger community at hand. And you have people interacting and arguing with each other, like from PlayStation and Xbox. It's been a weird place the last couple of years that I've been gotten to get really familiar with, you know. But like I've seen times where like Xbox guys disagree and stuff at times, you know what I mean? And there's been a little infighting. We've had our issues in the past where it's like people trying to gatekeep our conversations and tell us like,
Yeah, like,
hey,
why are you
you guys
speculating?
shouldn't be talking about this stuff. And it's like, what are you fucking talking about? We talk about whatever we want, you know? And I feel like in this, like ever since January, it's just been kind of going, and it doesn't matter what Xbox does or what they say or anything now. Like people were starting more rumors yesterday, and like over nothing that was ever out there, but people are just so insecure about the brand right now that they're like feel like they have to take some kind of like major stance or something, or like they have to
Yeah.
like really preach about this message about like we really have to stand up for this, or we gotta, everybody needs to get on this side because this is the right way.
Yeah,
And
the
if
side
you
thing.
don't, then you're not in the right side of history. Like what the fuck is going on? Like
Yeah.
not everybody has to agree with the same sentiment or feelings that you have. And if you feel upset about something and you're going out there saying like you should feel like me too, no, who the fuck are you to think that everybody else should feel the same way that you, or they're not good enough for Xbox to be a fan or something? I don't understand. People play fucking video games. They play what they want to fucking play. They care about what they want to care about. And like this whole sentiment going on this last couple weeks, even more so, despite really no new news or information at all, people are still going out this, and maybe because they were embarrassed publicly in some other kind of ways that they've kind of started spiraling out of control into these other things where they're going on people, like attacking different people for their opinions. They're making weird posts all the time and videos talking about like how like this
It's
is
just
such
annoying.
a horrible thing, and then like it's like no, not everybody wants to share in that negativity and toxicity all the damn time and be there with you. If you are having this mental breakdown right now and you are having this insecure moment where you're questioning everything about everything you stood for and about yourself and everything you could be potentially excited for in the future, go be that yourself and don't expect everybody to be there with you, because ultimately that's a you thing, right?
Yeah.
And I don't understand that aspect. Like, be here in this pitiful excuse of a moment with me. Like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't care to. Like, in
Mav, we also
you know
talked about
Misery Loves
another.
Company.
Oh, go ahead, Fuzzy.
I was going to say Misery. You know Misery loves company, so they want
Mhm.
you to join in their sorrow and
yeah,
and
it's
crying
like
and
They
stuff.
need that validation from other people.
right. And, why
Yeah.
isn't everybody feeling like I do? You know, like it's like it's like a relationship thing too, right, babe? Like
I
we
was
talked
gonna
about- yeah.
say, I don't really know if I can say anything to this because, like, I do expect you, Mav, to agree with everything that I think. And if you don't, then you are not worthy of me.
Right. Like if you get upset about something and I'm not. Like,
Yeah, also even if it has nothing to do with us, if I get upset about something else, I need you to be upset also.
Yeah.
I need you to be my.
Why aren't you upset? You'll say like, why aren't you upset? You know? Like, and I'm like, I am
Girl
upset, babe.
But
you're not acting upset. Yeah, and it's like, well, yeah, it's okay, babe. No, you should care about this. I care. You know, like I care deeply.
People are taking this to it's like some weird level. Like, I think this is the third person who've kind of have come after me for blocking them and stuff like that.
I mean, to be fair, through it, it's all your fault.
I mean, yeah,
everything usually is.
Everything's my fault. But like, if you are annoying me, there is no sides, right? If I just see you constantly on my timeline and I feel like you're being a toxic Xbox, PlayStation, it doesn't matter. I will block anybody. There is no sides to this conversation. I've seen a couple people who are like, wow, what about like the Xbox community where we're being subjugated to sides and it's all falling apart. Like, I don't see it as sides. If I see it as an individual person, if you're just being toxic, then bye. Like, that's I keep my timeline like clean and or as clean as I can be. It's Twitter, right? But like,
I'm sorry. What?
it's as clean as I can.
Some people just like it affects their mental health, like if they're just constantly looking at negativity and stuff, and some people just choose to not
like some choose to want to be in that line, and that's fine. Like, they love the console wars and stuff like that. I don't necessarily like being in that vein, so I remove myself from it. And then like I kind of want should I even call this person out? Should I?
No.
Okay, I won't call this person out, but like it was just insane that this situation did happen, where like the whole like I'm not subjugated to one side, right? Yeah, I'm just going after what I think is toxic, and if I feel like you're being toxic or if you're affecting my energy, like if you're constantly just messaging me and like, why aren't you responding to me? Like, what about this post I did? And anything like that. Like, I barely, I try my best to message them, like these guys, my friends on this panel, like I try my best to message them. And even then I'm like, oh, I struggle sometimes.
I know, we don't hear you for fucking weeks.
Yeah, I know. You think you're going to get messages before us? Like, really?
You, like, I try my best to contact them. You think you have some weird priority over like my friends here? Like, probably not. And if I feel like you're just constantly like why aren't you messaging me? You're probably gone. But I won't even message you back.
3-Bit was in fucking Texas with us, and we didn't hear from him for what, the first half of the day?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you came to visit Mav and myself, and here we are.
I'm gonna go see this museum.
I'm gonna go.
We want to go look at the archways of the buildings in downtown Dallas. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know I understand relationships. I get that. 3 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. But like that weird. It's like a weird priority thing with some people. Like they take it so seriously to the point, where it's their life. Like console wars or die, and I don't see it. I've never seen it that way. Like I have mentalities over like, oh yeah, I prefer Xbox and stuff, but I never get into the tribalism thing where it becomes a part of my personality, a part of my
it's like your identity too much. You know what I mean? About that whole persona.
So when people like start attacking me, like, oh, you blocked me, like I thought we were on the Xbox side train, or I'm like, what? Like I don't get into that mentality because I'm not that much of a console war person. I
thought y'all were running Xbox trains together.
Like, no.
Oh, that's a throwback.
That's just how I see it. Hey, Game Pass.
Oh,
Choo
speaking of choo choo motherfuckers, Abdel.
What, can we say hi to
for-
Bob first?
Oh, I'll say bye to
No,
Bob
you
in a second.
You don't have
Bye.
to. Hi. I'm only here to wonder why 3-Bit doesn't ask me about my feelings anymore. Did you block me on Twitter? You used
I did not block
you. Used to hold me late at night, and now you don't anymore.
Things have changed. Things have changed.
Coddle me, 3-Bit. Coddle me.
I'm gonna block you.
Abdel, remember for 1 month says Xbox gonna own all 6 Game of the Year 2024 nominees. Talk that shit, bots. They could. Who knows? Why so serious with the $5 super chat? Says, "What's up, guys? Southern Mav rant. Let's go." Ooh, we'll see if the Southern comes out a little bit later. I don't know. Maybe
Little bit.
maybe a little bit of Southern Mav comes out here and talks some shit. What's up, Bob? How you doing, man?
I'm sleepy. I've lost a lot of sleep. Just
I'm
wondering whether or not
sleepy.
3-Bit liked my tweets.
Yeah, I think about that a lot.
Everyone in the chat is like, 3-Bit blocked me.
I leave for like 2 weeks, and this is what the community goes to. Oh, you guys,
Yeah,
what's happening?
it's in turmoil,
Oh my
Bob.
God.
It's crazy. I mean, there's
We
like
need some more.
shout out to Gaz who made a video pointing at a lot of stuff too. Like, and in his video, he's like said like, "Are you gonna take Are you gonna take a stand or whatever?" At the end, I'm like, for me, I'm like, no. That's like at the end of it, I'm like,
No, I'm gonna play games.
no, there's no stand.
We
for
did.
Me
We
to
have
take.
PCs also.
That's true. I have a PlayStation, I have a Switch, I have 6 Xboxes, and I have a PC. I think I'm fucking Gucci, man. Like, I understand not
Oh
everybody's.
my
in
god,
the
that
same...
was nauseating.
I know. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying. Like, I'm fine. Like, I don't have like an
Gucci?
emotional. I don't have like an emotional like attachment to like what other people play.
Mav,
Yeah.
are you just saying that because Caitlin told you to say that?
Yes.
All right,
Good.
blink
Smart
twice
Man. Smart man.
if you're under distress. The man.
He's blinking torture in Morse code right now.
That was more
Help.
than twice.
Stop. Oh, so
That was like a lot.
I think he said Phil Spencer saved me.
Phil Spencer.
No, he's gonna send you that PlayStation.
And I also don't know what you guys covered already about the community, but I just think that a lot of again their personality is tied to these consoles. They need to chill out a little bit, and everything's gonna be okay. These are trillion-dollar, billion-dollar corporations. They don't care about you anyways. Like, you think Phil Spencer cares that you're defending any console or any of these Sony's? Like, no, but you can have a preference. I mean, that's just how I look at it. I know a lot of these people who are attacking me and attacking other people don't look at it like that, but that's how I've always have seen it. Like, I have a preference towards the Xbox brand.
It's like, do you like waffles or pancakes more? I like waffles more.
How dare you like waffles?
I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
Blue waffles?
I hate anyone that likes pancakes.
Yeah, I'm a waffle guy.
Actually, waffles have more texture, so it's
Waffles
just
are
clearly
superior,
the better.
and I do mean that wholeheartedly.
It's clearly the better. The better.
I have one of
Therefore,
those.
Xbox has the circles on top that holds more syrup. Therefore, it's the waffles of consoles. Therefore,
There you
better.
go. There you go.
But what if this happened? All right, I don't want to start another whole shit show on social media, and I don't want to start a whole thing, right? But I know there's waffle fans, and I know there's pancake fans, right? And I know there's Waffle House fans, and I know there's International House of Pancake IHOP fans, right? But in a world where 4 different waffle dishes from Waffle House showed up at IHOP, I would personally be okay with it. I don't really care.
Wait, what? I'm
So,
trying
I see
to
what he
follow what you were
I see what he
trying
did
to
there.
say.
I see what he did. No, okay. I will say though, what is that fucking country Cracker Barrel? So Cracker Barrel's fucking blueberry pancakes. I fucking smash those. All right, those are fucking
Wow, that's gross.
Blueberry. I
No.
don't like blueberry pancakes.
blueberry. No, dude, the
Oh,
blueberry with
I
the
would
blueberry
fuck some blueberry
syrup.
pancakes up.
I would
I couldn't.
fuck them up.
I can't do it. I'll do chocolate in my pancakes.
Of course, 3-bit.
Yeah.
But how so you're a
What about
pan-
some blue
it.
waffles?
Are you a
That's it.
are you
Would you have some
so
blue
you're more
waffles?
Oh no, blue.
are you
Who said
more of
blue
a
waffles?
pancake fan or waffle fan? 3-bit.
He said
Waffles.
waffles.
Waffles,
He
right?
likes it.
Okay.
It has some texture.
Because it has texture. Like pancakes could just be flat, whatever.
So how would you
waffles just-
feel if IHOP started selling Waffle House waffles?
Wait, say that. Say that.
Cool, another place to go get
If-
waffles.
What if IHOP, the International House of Pancakes,
Uh-huh.
started selling Waffle House waffles? Would that make you?
I
love
don't like
waffle-
Waffle
would that-
House.
Okay, well, fuck. What waffles? Okay, all right.
He likes the international continental breakfast waffles that you get
What's
at
your-
the Texas
I
Holiday
just go to
Inn.
IHOP or Jake. You guys have Jay Christopher's in Texas?
Never heard of that.
What the fuck
Oh,
is
okay.
that?
J. Christopher's. I know all
I
like
guess it's a
food
southern
places, and
thing.
I've never heard of that.
Oh,
Okay.
How
It
did
must
this
be
become
like a
a-
southern.
food podcast?
Yes, they already have.
I'm just gonna keep
waffles.
this food conversation going because I can actually talk about this.
Listen, I went to Waffle House
Hey.
several times, and
Yeah, we
every
know.
single time I went, you guys should know this story, right?
There was
They just
a,
had
there was a
spoiled-
riot every time you went to Waffle.
I mean that too. Not a riot, but fights every time I went. But like, they would always have like spoiled milk.
Oh, that's
And I
fucking
would always-
gross, bro.
I know.
What?
Why are you?
And I
why
went
would
to
you go
like
there?
3
Hold on.
different Waffle Houses.
Why are you ordering?
So I'm not going
Why
back.
are you ordering milk at fucking Waffle House, dude?
I'm getting.
That's true.
Like, who orders?
Yeah.
You go to Waffle
That's
House
like getting a
and
steak.
you
Like-
ask for milk.
No.
3-bit was it chocolate milk?
He must have gone to Psychonauts Blue Waffle House.
Oh,
Kate
Where the
knows
milk's
me.
always a little
very well.
sour.
where
Listen,
we're
it
selling
was just-
sourdough bread and
No, it was hot. I think it was
Oh.
hot chocolate. Yeah.
Was it
hot
curdy?
chocolate. It was just disgusting.
Yeah,
But
you get.
was it chunky when
but it
you
was
drink it?
No, it was just disgusting. You could
I think
tell
I
it was
just
sour and ugh. But like, it was 3 different Waffle Houses, and each one had like terrible.
So after the
things.
first time, you're like, I'm gonna try it again.
yeah,
After the second time, I got disgusting hot chocolate. I'm gonna give it a third shot.
these were different Waffle Houses. So you're like, okay, surely the next one that's in a completely different location will have
Fool me once.
maybe
Shame on
3 times.
You
Yeah, at least
nice.
I did 3
Shame
times.
on me again.
If I did once and then you're like, oh, but it's not always like that. But I
You-
did
you-
3.
You gonna go 4 for 4 if you finally give
Yeah,
it
I mean,
one
you might as
try?
well.
I
'Cause
mean,
that's like shame
at this
on them
point, right?
again, you know?
Might as well do
Like,
one more time, right?
Can't happen 4 times.
Now I kind of just want to
Yeah,
test it out.
4th time's a charm, right?
It's impossible.
For
far-
science,
how far can
honestly,
they go?
there's no
But
way.
here's the key question: do you go to these Waffle Houses in the morning, afternoon, or at night?
I think it was at night all
Yeah,
4 times.
No one goes to Waffle House.
I was
in
gonna
the
say, does anyone go to
morning.
Waffle House when it's light out?
Unless it's after 12 a.m.
Yeah.
you
Does
go
anyone
at-
go in the morning?
You go at like 3 a.m. to Waffle House. That's when you go to Waffle House, and you
Yeah.
hope you're safe. You go there.
Yeah, there's always a risk of getting stabbed.
I've seen someone
Just a
get
little
fired at a Waffle House. There's always drama too at Waffle House. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Like
Drama
I've
at
seen someone
Waffle-
quit on
What?
I've seen someone quit on the spot, and they were like yelling at all these people, but they were like, "Oh no, but not you, sweetheart." But anyway, and then, but she was nice to me about it.
She's
Yeah,
probably
she wanted to
It's all
take
about
you
the
home.
spilled milk or
Listen,
sour milk.
She probably quit because you complained about the milk. I can't
This
take
motherfucker with the
He's
spoiled
been
milk.
here 3 times, and every time he comes here, he complains about the fucking milk. I'm done with this job.
Fuck this motherfucker!
I blame 3-bit.
Hey, they need to just get it together. I've been at IHOP ever since then, and then
Bro.
like, you guys need a Jay Christopher's. That's what you guys need.
Bruh, what if they have a picture of your face and said, serve spoiled milk to this man? What
They
is
have
this? A
what did I
3-bit
do?
conspiracy.
The
Yeah, but-
3-bit may block him on social media if that happens. Just
I'm
maybe.
gonna block Waffle House right now.
Just maybe. How you been, Bob? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just got back from California. Just
Oh,
getting back to real life.
what were you up to
Oh,
in
yeah?
Cali?
Just hanging out with some of my content friends and doing a podcast and stuff. Just having a good time.
Oh, is that the one you were shirtless?
No, that was before I left.
Okay.
I was feeling the vacation vibes on stream
Ah,
a little
okay.
day early.
Getting ready.
Gotcha.
So like you said, you went and left, you came back, and you see the communities in turmoil. Do you have any thoughts on kind of like what you see going on around social
I
media?
mean,
and stuff?
honestly, yeah. I think most people should just be more of like a breakfast sandwich guy and not give a fuck, to be honest. Like, I think the Ghost of Tsushima coming to PC, that's something that a lot of us should have seen coming, like, especially with the
Yeah.
way PlayStation's been positioning itself. It's just funny because I kind of get it because Microsoft's like the big corporation with the Xbox brand. Everyone feels like they aren't communicating what their plans are well enough, or they're still haven't forgiven them from what happened a decade ago with the Xbox One launch. But it's not just a thing that Xbox is doing anymore. Like, this is a way that the gaming industry is moving to, which, like, with these gigantic games, if, like, who said it recently, Sean, what's his name, recent or previous
Layden?
leader of PlayStation, yeah, like, when you're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on games, like, the people that are funding it are like, how do we make more money off these games if they aren't making as much as they want just off one platform? And for me personally, that's part of why after I built a PC, I leaned into PC gaming, because it's great that I have Game Pass for playing the Xbox games where I want to and in a way that I want to. And I've always been an Xbox guy, but the future is like going more platform agnostic to where I feel like the console kind of matters less over time. But at the same time, you're not going to have a bad time on either console. And it's really not that big of a deal. And it's kind of funny just to watch everyone eat their own tail and start arguing with each other over just stuff that kind of is, I don't know. It doesn't have to matter this much to where people are
No.
ruining friendships or calling each other out.
Yeah.
It's starting to look desperate a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Like burning
Who am I to
people
say?
burning bridges of people they've been associating with and hanging out and talking games with
It's
for years.
insane.
well, and I feel like that just kind of comes into like where you start realizing that these people aren't necessarily the journalists that they pretend to be, and it's more of a content creator space where there's the senseless bickering. It's just kind of sad when it's like so many people that have built up these large platforms, and like they do have people behind them, and like there's just a smarter way to go about transitioning your opinion. Like, you don't have to whip everyone up into a fervor, and if that's how you choose to do it, like I feel like we're just getting the fallout from a lot of that engagement baiting, or like how people have built up that kind of almost religious like following to where it's Xbox or nothing. Like, it doesn't need to be that serious. We're all here to have fun and play games, and we're in a transitional period where the way you can enjoy them, we have more options, and we're splintering into different opinions. And like, if you still want to play on Xbox, you can. If you still want to play on PlayStation, you can. But if you want to build a PC, that's starting to look like a really good option. Or if you want to buy like a Rogue Ally and enjoy your games wherever, or get a Steam Deck, like, we're getting a lot more options. The only holdout right now is Nintendo, but we'll see how long that lasts, especially in a time where the economy's in like a downturn. But yeah, I wasn't paying a lot of attention over the last 2 weeks, and all of a sudden it's just things are going crazy. So it's been interesting to see.
It's weird. It's like we were joking earlier, like it's almost like this constant need for like messaging and like attention from Xbox to like tell us everything every step of the way. Like no other company does this. But like, and I think this is almost like a the downside of how strong Xbox has been with the community for the last several years, right?
I think they might be communicating less, Mav. Like,
yeah, and it's causing like now people are freaking out a little bit. Like, you had like these channels and content creators and everything like build up over the last several years, like way before we had our channel, right?
Yeah,
and you have these people that have garnered so much respect from like Xbox fans because of the messaging and stuff. A lot of it's not been delivered directly from Xbox. there's been a lot of conversation and communication actually from a lot of these content creators and all that kind of stuff with like inside information and rumors and all this kind of stuff. But it's like we've heard quite a bit from Xbox in the last year, like several times. Like they've had more shows than anybody else, right? They've had more like blog post type things giving information than anybody else. They have more information than any other platform by far, right? To the community. But yet now there's this, for some reason, unless they're telling us the entire business plan every step of the way for like the next 10 years, there's this like insane fear or like insecurity over what the future of the brand holds from a lot of the people that Xbox is like that have been preaching or, you know, promoting Xbox as like the brand and stuff that they love and talk about. And it's so much so that some of these, I've seen like now some of the content creators and some of these people like are literally changing their channels.
Yeah.
They're like literally changing their channels. And I'm like, and it makes me feel like these fuckers were just fake all along. Like, and to your point, it kind of reveals like about the content creation aspect, right? Like, and why people do what they do or what the real motivations were for it. Like, if you're just willing, like, if you're just like flipping on a dime or changing completely everything about the way you think and talk about things because of like one thing that happened, and now because you don't have every single piece of information all the time. Now it's like, oh, well, I can't talk about this anymore. I can't, you're just going to change your identity, change your brand, change everything. And you can see like these little subtle adjustments through these channels and some of these people out there. And it's like, it's weird. It's like an abandoning ship kind of feeling for a lot of these people. And then there's the other people that are like trying to hold on like too much to where they're trying to like defend the brand too much, like to the point where it's like everybody has to take a stand with me because this is so bad, you know? And I'm just like, can't everybody just like fucking just see what like play out? Like there's been not any really bad news or information at all. We know there's tons of great games coming later this year. Like they have more first party games than any other fucking platform holder this year, by far. And unless there's like constant games dropping from first party or whatever, it's like, oh, Xbox again is like long time lapse without any games. Like we know there's like fucking Hellblade 2 coming in May. Like it's literally 2 months away. Like and we know the whole roadmap for the second half of this year is like crazy strong. But that's just like constant negativity, man. It's just like a fucking barrage of just insanely negative.
Even the third party showcase, Nav, I kept seeing like people post like, oh, at least this will be a win for Xbox, and I was just like,
that's already the second show they've done this year, bro.
Yeah, they did the dev direct, which was amazing, and then they like no one the dev direct art itself was like a treat. Like it was right in January or very early in the year. Like meanwhile you wonder when you're gonna get any showcase from other platforms. So it's just like people need to just chill and step back a little bit because Xbox has a lot of games coming this year. They just have the option of giving the seconds or figuring out how they're going to differentiate their platform a bit. But for the most part, I mean, with PlayStation, you don't even know when April next year is when they are slated to get any big first party title. And Xbox, they put themselves in an interesting corner, like you were saying, Mav, where the
community controls the message too much. Right?
Community is now controlling the messaging a little bit because they did this thing where with PlayStation, you don't get anybody really coming out to communicate with anybody. Same thing with the Nintendo. If you want to complain to Nintendo, it'll go on deaf ears. You want to complain to PlayStation, it'll go on deaf ears. So what does the community do? Well, they basically like it's like, oh shoot, well I guess I'll just deal with it. And that's basically the PlayStation community in a nutshell. Like a lot of things that are negative about the PlayStation brand, it's not really heard, especially like with how the store works or like refunds, stuff like that. It just kind of goes on deaf ears. With Xbox, because over time the executives have been so involved within the community, especially during like let's say though, for example, the Hold the Line movement that King um basically had. We had Aaron Greenberg wear the shirt at an Xbox event. Phil Spencer and constantly communicating with people, playing in parties with people like Tim Dog and stuff like that. That is something that hasn't really been done on other platforms. Like so, when Xbox does something wrong, I feel like a lot of the community they have this sort of like, oh, I if I tell Xbox, they're gonna listen to me. Like this is it's like a personal attachment, I guess, that that is now a thing. They're like, oh, Xbox that's like my friend. He's gonna listen to what I have to say. So they start treating it not as a brand like how Sony fans are treating the PlayStation, or how Nintendo fans are treating Nintendo. It's just a platform that they play on. It's a business, whatever. They treat them like this is my buddy. Like he's gonna listen to what I have to say. And then they put themselves in this importance bracket, and we've seen the outcome of that with a lot of different content creators.
Yeah.
So I mean, I do understand that. Again, it's the only platform that really does communicate with people like that. I do feel like that will lessen because the downside of that is you get people feeling like they're obligated to make decisions for Xbox, or where they decide what Xbox should or shouldn't do. They're like, this is a $1 trillion company. You think you have some say?
Yeah,
I mean,
us
we
armchair
do.
CEOs like can give the input and stuff, but like
Yeah.
they're gonna do what's best for them, and what they think is best, even if it's a mistake.
Yeah, even if I don't agree with like certain business decisions, at the end of the day, they're gonna do what they want to do. It's good to push out what you don't agree with. I think that has changed some things in the past, but just to have that personal sort of thing, like you are obligated to listen to me. I mean, a business is a business. They're gonna do what they need to do to make money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
Yeah. Good thoughts, man. Psycho, overall, like impressions, what's been going on the last few weeks, bro? Like,
It's just been craziness with how it started, and everyone's been really attacking and at each other's throat, trying to one up one another. We're saying this and trying to do this and that. It's been crazy. In all the years on this app and within the Xbox community, have I never seen such like people just at each other, and what's a good word, not really cohesive. They're not bonding, before, when especially during the Xbox One generation, people didn't give a shit. We were playing games, we were communicating, we were having fun, doing this, that, and the other. And then it was just like the start of this generation. We started seeing a lot more people come into the community, and it's like we're seeing this turmoil, this fight, and it's just insane. But at the end of the day, it's fucking games. You know, at some point, I will eventually get a PC so I can play all my PlayStation exclusives on my PC and have an Xbox so I can play my console exclusives there. But if there's a game kind of like a Starfield or a Fable that is on PC and it's 60 frames, and it's really better played there. Until the new Xbox comes out, could be up. I'll play it there as well. That's the beauty of having Game Pass. But at the end of the day, I'm still in the ecosystem and still enjoying the Xbox games. And it's just it's all about the games. That's what mattered.
I used to think so that's the interesting situation, I think, is like with all this been going on like this year with conversation, like for me, Xbox has never been in a better place. And like we have all these games coming out. We have like even like these other shows, like the game, like the partner preview show that we just had. We had like several more Game Pass Day 1 game announcements, right? We know the first party lineup. The Dev Direct earlier this year looked awesome. You have a lot of exclusives still coming to the brand, even if people want to start rumors about other games all constantly. Like until we find out about those things, they're just rumors from people in the community that don't know shit, really. And like ultimately, we have a good console. We have a great subscription service. We have a shit ton of Game Pass Day 1 games coming from third-party companies. And we have more first-party content coming than either Nintendo or PlayStation. And we have an ecosystem that gives us the cross-buy. We have the save, play anywhere stuff, all these different things, right? And when the community was even like a lot tighter right before with all this stuff, Xbox was in a way worse place, man.
Yeah,
well, like in a fucking way worse place than they are today. Like they are like they got fucking ABK, bro. Like they actually closed the fucking deal for Activision Blizzard King. That actually ended up happening. They got ZeniMax fucking Bethesda, bro. They got like all these different things. They got all these other companies. They got all these developers. They got all these fucking games coming from all these developers. Even if some of them take longer than we want them to, this doesn't change the fact that there's so many games coming, right? And we have all of this shit. We just had we had Blade fucking get announced like just a few months ago. Like, and all of this stuff, all of it is, we've never been in a better place.
There's a lot to be excited about.
And like,
and then on the other side,
and now it's like we're all at a crossroads with Xbox. Like I fucking don't understand it. It is so strange to me how sitting here as a gamer that likes to play games and see everything that they're doing and giving, I'm like, it's so great. I'm fucking really happy.
Well,
but to see so much negativity constantly, it doesn't compute, bro.
Well,
I feel like
that's okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say it's back in 2015, 2016. People were didn't know if Xbox is going to survive. They thought it was going to end, and then boom, they announce the One X Project Scorpio, and people got so excited into the ecosystem again, and then they released Game Pass in 2017. So you had the launch of the Xbox One X, the launch of the Game Pass into for Xbox, and people put all that negativity from all those years back to the wayside, and we're excited for the ecosystem. And then we go into the 2020, great console, sold on all this, what it could do and things like that. And we had a little rocky start, with Halo being delayed, but and then 2021, it was still a great year. In 2020, 2021 was great. I think 2022, when they didn't have first party games, and then you heard everything from the media shit going back, because the media was turning around on Xbox too in the very beginning. The first 2 years up until Xbox is like, all right, we're not going to have anything. They weren't shitting on Xbox. if you remember. They were actually putting out reasonable scores. Xbox had almost everything they had it scored in the 90s from first party. Unheard of from Xbox. And then in 2022, it was like, oh, we gave you a chance, you fucked up. And then it's like the media fucking, and a lot of people turned on their backs on Xbox. But then here comes 2023. Even though knowing the games that are coming out, the plethora of stuff that we're now seeing in 2023, and then this year, and it's like people are like, oh, I'm giving up on Xbox now. Fuck it. I think I'm gonna, go somewhere else. I'm gonna go to PlayStation. That's gonna have shit.
Yeah,
For the last
it reminds me of
almost
Mav.
2.5 years, but that's okay because it's the name. I like the name.
Yeah, it just reminds me of Mav's point when he was on the show a couple days ago or whatever. When he was like, you're giving up as soon as before you get the steak or before you get the chicken. It's a weird time to give up. Like, I understand people's mentality of not agreeing with Xbox's business practices of giving away games because I guess the main reason I see people like getting upset about that is the fact that PlayStation still money hats a lot of different publishers, so a lot of games still don't come to the Xbox. That is like something that Phil and the team has been working on more and more, but it still needs to get better. But if you are comparing where Xbox was back in 2013 or back in the state where everyone started to give up on them when they only had a couple studios, maybe like 3, 4. What they have, like barely any studios.
Yeah, barely.
Halo, Gears, Forza. Those were pretty much their studios back in the day, and people were still on the Xbox train trying to figure out where they're gonna be. But they love those 3, at least those 3 games enough to stay with them. That was me. Now they are in a spot. What Mav is kind of pointing to. They are in a spot where they have way more than that. Like it's kind of overwhelming to even think about what they have planned in the next 4 or 5 years. I mean, this year alone is already killing a lot of the competition. Now they own ABK. That's in itself is insane. Like if you were to just take ABK as a company, that is a showcase. You take Bethesda, that is as a showcase. A lot of their studios are showcases in itself.
Yeah.
They own all of them.
ZeniMax Bethesda used to have their own showcase at E3.
Yeah. So imagine everything they own now. They are basically figuring out how they want to set up their studios for success in the next 5 to 10 years down the line. Now, Xbox is usually good at reading the future to their detriment. They are trying to read where the industry is headed. And now we could not like it. We could be like, hey, we don't agree with this. But a lot of people didn't agree with where what Xbox One was doing with like always being online, so that way you could share your games. A lot of people was like against that. I would say like IGN, the biggest companies were against that, and it's still affecting Xbox to this day. And that is pretty much a standard feature now, like always being online and stuff like that. That would have been actually very beneficial to have, to be able to share your games, digital games, like, because that's a major thing that people complain about, is not being able to own your digital game. So that would have been at least one thing where you can at least share it with other people, at least having some weird digital license.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just people are going to go against it. That is a thing. Whenever there's change, people are going to hear it. I don't agree with like putting certain games on other platforms and stuff. I feel like that can hinder your brand. But who am I to say like that while all these other companies, even PlayStation, is starting to put their games on other platforms, and like this is where the industry is headed. We want to become more of an ecosystem, not really stringent upon a console. Like who am I to be like, okay, well, I just want to cement myself where I think the future will be. And I'm more confident in the Xbox brand than the PlayStation brand. They just canceled how many studios these past few years? Like if you are basically like, the Xbox brand is dead to me, and you are looking at like where PlayStation is headed, that's where you want to go. Like, okay, like you can do that, but I feel like Xbox is cemented to the future. They're more forward thinking. They've always been more forward thinking than PlayStation. PlayStation has always been like looking at what Xbox has been doing and sort of like waiting, like, is the water cold? Like, can I, what I should I jump into? Like, that's been a lot of PlayStation's decisions, and we're seeing now like they're starting to try and pivot with a lot of those decisions, where they see where the future is headed. Xbox has cemented themselves where they can make decisions like, oh yeah, let's put like 4 games on other platforms and see what happens. um they have like a million other games behind them that they don't have to do that with, or they can. They are just reading the room, reading statistics, all this stuff that I don't care about. I'm a gamer first and foremost, so that's where what I care about. But people are gonna do what they need to do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. Good thoughts, man. God Emperor Sofa King hit us with a $10 super chat. Says, think what it is people wanted that big get back for all those years of PS fans and media dunking on Xbox and the brand, and was it. They was so close, and they decided to this, in my opinion. So, like, yeah, like a lot of people, I think, wanted them to get this and just use it in console war ways. Like that it helps their narrative that they've been preaching for the years, and helps them like, I see I was right. They're gonna kill PlayStation, all this kind of stuff, and it's like we've been talking for a long time. Xbox playing a different ball game, you know.
Yeah.
They really building up something that is beyond all of this that we're used to. I feel like people don't really comprehend still how big Xbox is now. And what it is, I think they just look at console numbers and see that, and like, oh, they're like the third place
The
company.
most
So
played games on PlayStation
Mhm.
are Xbox games.
there's no comprehension about the larger aspect of what Xbox has become. So that's really interesting to me, and I think the community still sees Xbox the way it was in 2016, and thinks in the same ways, right? A lot of
Mhm.
people do. Whereas if you really take a step back now and look at everything, they're insanely fucking massive. Like, and I don't think people just have a comprehension for it. What it means to have ABK, what it means to have ZeniMax Bethesda in all of these games, in a subscription service, and on a multifaceted ecosystem across all these devices and stuff. They just want it to be a console and exclusive games, right?
Yeah.
And that's like the perfect world for them. But it's not the reality, because it's not where the industry's been going, and it's not where it's going in the future. But
Yeah.
is what it is now. I mean, it's kind of weird to see things so good and so much crazy
Yeah.
talk.
And I still think like I think Xbox is forward thinking in where they want the industry to be headed. But they are kind of the testers of this
Yeah,
right now, at
100%.
least, right?
Yeah,
They like we'll see how it will pan out. Usually they jump in and it doesn't work out, but then like a couple of years later, 5 years later, then everyone's kind of doing it. Um, we'll see. I still think at this point, as we're talking, Mav, exclusives are still important.
Mhm.
They're I feel like that needs to be said because otherwise people will be like, well, you don't think exclusives are important. I feel like people misread me or most people on this panel when we talk about this stuff. Like when we're talking about, well, this is where the industry is headed. That doesn't downplay what I think. Like exclusives are important in our current time.
Yeah.
Like that exclusives are still what can bring you to an ecosystem. Like that's how I got into Halo, like the Xbox. I got an Xbox because of Halo, for example. I'm sure some people got a PlayStation maybe for Last of Us or God of War or things like that. So in that vein, yes, exclusives are so important, but I feel like where the industry is headed is more of you subscribing to that ecosystem rather than a console. That's where time will tell whether or not like we are just all playing PlayStation on our TVs and stuff in the future. We'll see. I just think where the industry is headed, it's not consoles is just one way of accessing your titles. And I mean, we're hearing it from like everybody. So it's not just like it's not just Xbox saying like, "Oh, this is where it's headed." PlayStation is figuring out ways they can expand as well. Just being able to play games on different places. Consoles are just a stagnant market. Unfortunately, it's not growing. If you look at like the Final Fantasy numbers, for example, of how well that series has been doing over the course of time, it's sold way more in the past. And the reason why I think maybe it's going down every single time a new Final Fantasy comes out is just because people are they're in different places. They are now playing games on their mobile devices. I know a lot of my students, they don't even play on consoles. They play on their phones, and that's the biggest market. Mobile and PC are way bigger than consoles. So I know we have a mindset of like, oh, I love consoles and this is where I want my experience. Unfortunately, that's not the majority of gamers' experiences. They are on other places and they don't care where they can play it as long as they can play it. Like I care that I get my 4K 60. People who are playing Minecraft, they don't care. They're just playing it on their phone or what have you. So these executives are seeing these numbers. They don't care about the console war. I mean, I always said if I was Phil, I would be Darth Phil and be like, nah, you not getting any of these games. But that's because I'm coming from a mindset where I would be taking like what Sony is doing personally, but they don't take that personally at all. They're businessmen first and foremost. So when Phil and all these other executives are like, I'm going to put my game on PC and stuff, they're not thinking about these console wars that people are like, I block someone. They're like, hey, what about the Xbox family and stuff? They don't care about these console wars that everyone is kind of going into. They just want to make money.
100%.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing. If this is for the panel, going back to the Xbox One generation in the beginning, and seeing now how where the future of gaming is heading to. Imagine if Xbox stuck to their guns and actually delivered and was able to express their messaging with how they wanted to, with the DRMs and having the games digital rights and being able, imagine now if that was still their plan and they paid it forward. And this generation, seeing how everything is going digital and having your games being able to if Xbox had a place to trade your games with other gamers, having a storefront where you can trade in your games. Imagine if there was like you're like, all right, I bought this game now, I want to get something else, and you can actually trade it in or give it to another friend that wanted it, and they have a game that you want to play, but they're done playing it, and you guys just swap games. Imagine that future if that was still if it never got squashed because Xbox kind of squandered their messaging and didn't deliver what they were trying to express and what they wanted to do. Because when all that was coming out, and being able to have my digital games and give it to other to whoever I wanted, because I owned that digital game itself. It's kind of like having physical but in a digital sense, and being able to either trade it in for some money or give it to a player, and having where the future now is going heavily in a digital front, because they see that they save money because PC went all digital, and there was an outcry, but it died off. And now PC is where it's at, and it's one of the biggest platforms. And no one sits there and says, I need physical media on PC. No one says that. Nobody
PCs
says
don't
that.
even have any way to access physical media anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And now, exactly. And now they don't even have disk drives.
yeah.
So
exactly.
having a future where this digital media, where it's going, it could have been a lot different for Xbox if they just stuck to their guns. And with Sony not being a pussy ass bitch and being like, oh no, we're not going to do that messaging. We're going to flip it on Xbox and be like, this is how you share game. Like, bitch,
Yeah.
you knew you were going to do the same fucking thing, but people didn't like that at the time.
I think it's the reality of why it didn't end up happening though. Like, I want your take on that, Fuzz. Like, back then, right? I feel like Xbox and PlayStation, they were going to be on the same page with that future, right? And they were trying to figure out behind the scenes how it's all going to work, right? I think there was probably people in the industry having conversations, trying to figure out how this is going to work, because they were trying to think about physical retail, which was still a much more substantial part of the business at the time, right? You had new consoles coming out. They're both launching around the same time, right? And you had PlayStation, which had remember back at the end of Xbox One generation, Xbox 360 generation, it was more about 50-50, right?
Yeah.
So going into Xbox One, it wasn't as it was like a huge disparity. Xbox 360 killed PlayStation at the beginning of the generation, then the PlayStation caught up towards the tail end of the generation. And around that time of launch, it was closer to 50-50. And I felt like they were all in hand kind of with what they were thinking, but Xbox was taking the brunt of the messaging because people were asking more questions, because the rumors and stuff started swirling around Xbox, and they were being asked questions and stuff from media people and journalists, and they didn't really have clear answers, because I don't think they even knew 100% how it was going to work, right? And then then PlayStation backed out, and when they revealed what it was, and it's like once PlayStation wasn't on board also, and they decided, no, we're going to do this, and we're going to kill Xbox, that was like a huge moment, but like also potentially set up ramifications, like Psycho's saying, for today, where we're living a different world than we would have lived if PlayStation and Xbox focused more on digital at the onset of Xbox One and PlayStation 4 generation, and tried to set the standards right for how it was going to work going forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We would have definitely had a better grasp of digital rights of, the games and stuff we own. I mean, we wouldn't even have to worry about this whole NFT thing. It would have been exactly where you buy the game, you own the game, you can trade it, sell it, share it, whatever. And it would have probably hurt physical sales to some extent, but we already knew then that people were starting to transition to digital anyway. And as it stands now, with the exception of like the EU, I think to some extent, most of the world is like 80-90% digital. And then the UK is the one kind of holdout that's, slowly turning at the 70% range where it's digital. So it would have been huge in the sense that, these digital only consoles would probably be more of a thing. I keep telling people we lost that physical battle at the very beginning of PS4 and Xbox One. Like, any way you look at it, most of the games that come out today are not complete games that you can play offline without having some sort of day one patch or internet connection anyway. So the whole, DRM thing, if Xbox only had, I guess, somebody that was with explaining this to gamers from a gamer standpoint. Yes, we understand that you don't necessarily like DRM in the sense when you look at PC, but this will give you ownership of the digital stuff. We're making it so it's yours, and then you could either sell it, trade it, and whatnot. And I think if they focused on that, like for those that want to go digital, I think it would have been an easier transition. And I think at that point, being that most people would be digital, subscription services, then again, I don't know if we would even have Game Pass, but I think digital subscriptions would be the next easy progression for both Xbox and PlayStation at that point. I think. I think at that point, with everybody being digital, them saving on physical copies, storage, the printing process, all those extra things where we keep on saying digital games should be cheaper than physical games, and they're not. The companies would have probably made a boatload of cash in the margins from this digital future, to the point where, given that a lot of people were moving that way anyway, I think a lot of other things would have been easier. I'm not saying that, $70 wouldn't have happened as far as for the price of games this generation, but I do think it would have made things easier for the consumer that was looking to go digital. Now, the physical people, I think you would be, at this point in this generation, I think your best bet would be, limited run stuff. You would have to be one of those people that's like, as soon as they announce it, you get ready to pre-order it, and hopefully you're one of the first 1,000 or 10,000 or however many few copies they usually have. But I think it would have helped things. But then again, would we be going more towards a streaming console faster, or this kind of like what Ubisoft said, we want you to get used to not owning your games, and that's kind of the opposite of having that whole DRM thing to some extent. But it's hard to predict. But I personally, looking back at it now that I have over 600 games on Xbox, 300 on PlayStation, I got close to 100 on Steam. When I go, and no, I hate being morbid, but it's like, who gets those? Like, per the TOS on a lot of things, if somebody else signs into your account, it invalidates the account, and they can automatically confiscate or close the account. So some companies check stuff like that. Oh, you're not the same login, even though you use the same password. This is a different machine. This wasn't, it's like at this point, I want this digital ownership stuff, like whether it's our government, stepping up to the plate, with technology, which they don't tend to do too often. They're way behind when it comes to some of these legal things. Like
that, that's a consumer rights thing. I think that has to be from like protections from those kind of agencies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, technology's moved so fast that it's hard for them to keep up. But like, for clarification, in case anybody doesn't know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Back in before 2012 or whatever, before the Xbox One and PS4 launched,
2013.
2013, yeah. So there was the idea, right? Or this is what was going to work, because this is kind of what they had explained, is that you were going to be able to buy a disc, and you were going to be able to put it in your Xbox. That license would be registered to your console, or to your account, as I should say, to your account. And then you would be able to take out the disc, right? And then you would still be able to play your games. The catch was, for that to work, the consoles would have to do like a 24-hour check-in online.
Yeah.
That became the huge talking point for most people about the consoles having to be online, right? Now it's not like like who plays a fucking PlayStation or Xbox without it ever connected to the internet? Like, how you gonna update your games? You know what I mean? Like,
What about the guys on the submarine?
right. But that was a huge conversation from games media and everybody. Yeah, they were like, what about the person in the military that lives on a base? Like, they were using all these examples and all these different things and stuff. And me, in my lazy ass, I was like, I want to be able to buy a disc, put it in, and take it out, and not have to get up and like switch disc ever, and still be able to buy physical media. The catch was also
I'm currently calling him for my nuclear submarine.
The catch was also is that, okay, to make this work, their idea also was to be able to trade in to like GameStop that physical disc still, right? But there would have to be a back end way of transferring the license to remove the license from your account, right? So it would there be like a fee to at GameStop or something that would be like charged for like a license transfer fee or something, and they were trying to figure, and that's all the complicated stuff that they were trying to figure out, I think. And that's why they didn't have really clear messaging at the time. But that was a potential future that we were going to see then. But there was so much backlash, so much freaking out that when PlayStation was like, this is how you share games, like just give somebody else a disc, right? That like set the internet on fire. Then they also had $100 less, and then all that, and it's more powerful, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely destroyed Xbox at that time.
Well, that's the benefit of being 24 hours later with your showcase.
Yeah, 100% is, because they saw what everybody was talking about, and you know,
they delayed it.
So ultimately, this for me, like everything worked out fine. Like, you know, we got Game Pass, we got great storefront. I mean, really, I mean, I'm not disappointed in the gaming world that we live in, because I buy digital mostly anyway, or whatever.
It's just interesting to think about, like, what would have happened, but people weren't ready for it. That's the thing where, again, Xbox was forward thinking, but at its detriment because people weren't ready at that time. But now it's
what would happen? Now, what would happen if PlayStation went first for their showcase and pitched that idea, and Xbox, you know, had theirs, and that would have been the future. If PlayStation went first and not Xbox, we could have had that future of what they wanted to do, and always online, DRM,
the physical ownership would have died anyway, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, digital still works, but I think it would have given us better protections for digital aspects. Like, it potentially.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's where I think people weren't ready. And when they saw, that's why Sony saw the outrage, they delayed their showcase to pitch a new showcase, and this is how you do it. That's why it looked. That's when they did their showcase, PlayStation. It was like, why does this look like it's, you know, they just came out with this idea? Because it literally was. It was like, all right, how do we sacrifice Xbox so we can get ground? Because that's what Sony loved to do, is to kill the fucking console to get ahead, and they fucking saw that and was able to. Later, Kate.
Bye, baby. Yeah, it's interesting to think about, but you know, ultimately, you know, it didn't happen, and we're here where we are today.
And the Xbox crowd was still fucking around for Xbox. I bought an Xbox, even through all that. I still bought an Xbox. The community was still here.
Not this time, Psycho. Not this
now
time.
It's like we put 4 games on another platform. We're gonna fucking kill it. No, fuck Xbox.
Yeah, I'm gonna change everything about my YouTube channel now.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't do it when Xbox was about to literally die as a brand. Like, I know some people are saying it now, like Xbox is dead, but like when it was actually about to die, no. Now when you get the games,
it's just been crazy, you know. Like, I kind of want to move on, but like the overall community, like, it's just a lot of fake ass people out there, or like people that just want everybody to think the same way, you know. And like, I just gotta say, like, everybody has different opinions and over different things, and like some people may be right or wrong or whatever, but like to ask everybody to stand on your side for something, you know what I mean? And like if they're not the enemy or in kind of some kind of weird way is just kind of, I don't know. It's just not it's toxic. You know, it's not a good thing. And I'm not really down with that kind of attitude, right?
No.
So,
Yeah.
Mr. Waffles hit us with the $5 super chat. Said, "Did you see what WB is doing to the entire Adult Swim games? Should speak on the negative side of digital as well. All those Des games. Thanks, snapped."
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's the obvious thing with digital games that are negative, right? Where you don't own the game. I mean, that's something we pointed to,
Yeah,
which means
consumer
it could be
protection
pulled off.
needs to be there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, Fuzzy made a good point. Like a morbid thing, but if you pass away, that your account, they could do whatever they want with it. Cancel your account, delete your games, whatever. I mean, those are negative sides to the digital space. Like you sacrifice convenience of not having to get up and put a disc in, with you being able to just press download and go. I mean, that is the downside of digital, but I feel like the convenience factor for me is enough where I'm just like, whatever. I just want to download, press play. And I'm sure a lot of the future generation is seeing that as well. So, I I think the only way to combat that will be to have some sort of regulation to digital,
Yeah.
like owning digital, like protecting people in the digital space. That's the only thing that will combat
But
that.
there's no stopping the digital future. I mean, like literally, movies are already there, music's already there, like gaming is like mostly there. You know what I mean? So like, it's
Right.
not. And Phil Spencer made a good comment when he was talking about consoles and stuff, talking about like making if they're going to support physical in the future and stuff. He says it's not something they're trying to get rid of, but it is like a valid concern for them. And when they're looking at making consoles, like consoles are literally the only consumer device that still uses disk drives, you know, like in kind of mass market thing. Like there's no, like CD players are gone, like cars don't come out with them anymore, like unless it's like rare, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
computers don't have them, like, so there's less people making disk drives, like just point blank, because the only things that use them is fucking consoles and like the Blu-ray players that are more for a niche audience now. Like not a lot of people buy Blu-ray players anymore. They buy movies digital or whatever. Now there's still enthusiasts and people that are still buying them, but not like they were before. Best Buy just got rid of all their fucking movies, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
it's the future.
yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, I want to get a little bit into the partner preview show. Did you have a chance to catch that, Bob?
I didn't really watch a whole bunch of it. No.
That's fine. Did you see it? How much of it did you see? Did you see like a couple trailers or whatever?
I watched like a couple trailers. I don't think there's anything that really caught my eye per se from it, but
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I didn't see anything that I was super excited about necessarily, but I'm sure I'll be pleasantly surprised when it comes around.
Yeah.
But I mean, the main games that I'm really focused on from Xbox are like what they already showed us so far, but definitely interested to hear what everyone else is excited about.
Yeah. There was I mean, it's a third party show, right? So there was like 3 games that they kind of told us about going into it. There was the Tales of Zao Kazera, if I'm saying that right. Then there was the Berserker game is what I call it, because I can't ever remember the rest of the name, but I just call it the Berserker game. And then there was Kumitsugami, Path of the Goddess, with the kind of 3 main games. But there was a couple other ones that they had early on. One was called Altars, where they had like, it kind of looked like a mix between Fallout Shelter / Death Stranding, with a bunch of versions of yourself based on different decisions from your past, and it's kind of interesting there. Overall, just kind of want to get like overall vibes for is there something you're interested in from that show? So let's start with Psycho.
So what I liked from that show was definitely the God, consume the Gami.
Kumitsugami Path of the Goddess.
Yes,
Okay.
sorry,
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
all right.
fucking speak tonight. So, that game, that shot to being my number one game to play, try out when it comes out. It looks amazing. I'd like when games try and innovate and try and do something different and not give me this, a cookie cutter mold type game experience. I love that. It looks beautiful. The gameplay looks fun. You gather your resources and you plan whatever your the whole, it's kind of like tower defense. So you set up your strategy and how whatever people you have over here, and it's just really, it looks very interesting. That caught my eye. I mean, a lot of those games outside of the Chucky Roblox fucking game
That's
really
yeah.
just are different, innovative, and it's like especially the solo dev, what it kind of gives you that Prince of Persia feel. I forget the name of it.
Tales of Zao Kazera.
Yeah, that one. That look amazing, and it's on sale right now on in Game Pass. It's only like $18. But it's like that game looked really awesome. And it I'll just say one more. And then the Demon Soul, like the Soul like game. I can't fucking remember names tonight. Holy
The
fuck.
Berserker.
Yeah, the Berserker, that game. I'm not I'm not a Souls like guy, but that art style, I will fucking play it just because of that art style. It gives me that Demon Slayer anime look within a realistic backdrop environment, and I'm all about that. And it just looked a lot of fun. It could be not as strenuous as other games that are in the Souls like. It could be a really great experience, and I can't wait to play it. And again, and there was so many more, like the Unknown 9, and there was the other where you were all the altars that looked awesome. So, and that's coming to Game Pass, so I'm definitely going to try that out. So a lot of great stuff was shown. It doesn't have to be huge AAA games that are blockbuster experiences every time. Great games are on this level. You can get a really great experience for a game, and then at the end of the day, games are supposed to be fun, and what and enjoy, and if you enjoy it, that's all that matters. It doesn't have to have this cinematic AAA fucking movie like quality, and if it doesn't have that, it's fucking trash. Well, fuck you fucking idiots.
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna play games that are fun.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of variety there for sure. Shout out to Thatch, member for 2 months. Said, has anyone here used Starlink internet service?
I might have used it on a plane, maybe. But
Fuzzy, Psycho.
I
no,
think
nobody.
that's where
No, I have not.
No, I haven't tried it yet.
Starlight.
Starlink.
The fuck?
Starlink. I heard, isn't it like
thing.
it's that really fast internet, right? Where it's like friggin'
IGN did when they showed the PS controller thing
Portal.
on the plane.
Yeah, that's the only way to get Portal to run on Wi-Fi.
Where they were like, "Wow, look how good the Portal can work." And
It's better than a coffee shop.
Yeah. Yeah. I
think only on a plane.
I haven't, Thatch. And I have heard good things about it, but I don't think it would beat like regular home internet. You know what I mean? But like, there's also other options too. Like, a lot of the mobile providers have like those like 5G broadband devices you can put in your house that gives good Wi-Fi. I'd say those are a little bit not as reliable as regular home internet too. But if you live out in the sticks or something, like, I would say Starlink's gonna be your best bet, because I know those old satellite internets and shit, like, they're horrible, man. Like, it's absolutely horrible.
From what I know, I mean, I don't know much about was it
Starlink.
Link. But from what I heard, it was like one of the fastest internets out there.
It's the best, like, for rural areas for sure. Like, if you have
Yeah,
access.
isn't satellite? It's satellite.
I don't know.
It's satellite.
So
Yeah.
Starlink?
Yeah, it's the Elon Musk thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. You gotta have fucking buku bucks to even have.
No, I don't think it's that expensive. Like, how? Do y'all know? Like, anyway, I don't know how much it is, but like, I don't think it would be like cable or fiber, you know. But
and I might have used it, but I actually, I don't know. I remember going on a flight, and then they mentioned it. I don't even remember.
If I didn't have cable or fiber access, or the option to, I would get Starlink probably. I just say that.
Yeah.
Looks like to start out, it's like $600 for the receiver and $120 a month.
What? Holy shit! Yeah. Really? You have to buy? You have to buy all that? Like, you have to buy the receiver?
From what I can tell.
Ooh, yeah. Don't get it. It's just kidding. I don't know.
Like,
it could be the best thing ever. I don't know.
For
I mean, if you're
specific
always
use
on the
cases,
road, it
I
might
guess
not
it
be a
makes
bad
sense.
option, kind of thing. But
All right, here's
me right now. Home internet's still going to be your best
If I
solution.
lived
But
in
like I said,
if I lived in the sticks, you know, I would have it.
yeah.
So there's a cost. Here's the Starlink's costs and plans. So monthly subscription fees. The initial public beta test of Starlink, known as the better than nothing beta, is priced $100 a month. There's also a 50 gig plan available for $250 a month. And those for that want higher speed, there is a 5 terabyte option that is priced at, get ready, folks, $5,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Well, so
I guess
5
that's for a business.
terabytes.
5 Gs, 5 terabytes of speed.
Oh my god.
What's the upload on that baby?
Yeah.
I would hope it'd be fucking
25
terabyte.
25 megabits.
25. It'd be 25
All right,
megabytes.
guys, start donating so we could get Starlink for
Yeah.
the X.
So you need a Starlink antenna, a Wi-Fi router, power supply, necessary cables, mounting tripod. It costs $500 just for the kit, and depending on your location, you may pay up to $600 for a total different receiver. But there's no contracts, so there you go. And there's a 30-day trial. So sign up today.
Wow.
Dang.
Man,
$5,000 a month.
I'll tell you, if I had trouble after paying that much, I would be fucking livid. Like, it better be perfect all the time.
I mean, for that price,
yeah.
you better get someone like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'd
it
be
better
able to
like-
download games.
You remember that movie Stay Tuned with John Ritter back in the day, where like he has a big satellite dish out back, and then like something happens and he gets transported into like another world. You don't remember that? Like, it better do that.
No, I remember Peaches.
Remember Peaches?
Peaches?
Was it Peaches or Beaches or whatever?
Beaches.
The one he
The
one he was in.
Beaches.
Is it Beaches? The one he was in with the fucking Ice
about-
from American Gladiators.
What the fuck are you talking? Beaches has like Bette Midler and like Lily Tomlin
No,
in it. I think.
No, this
Like,
is the
Peaches.
yeah, no. I don't know. It's something. But it has the Ice from American Gladiator, and he yeah. You should watch it.
Yeah.
There's
You
a
say
Star Wars
Peaches?
theme.
I heard like 3 different things. Peaches, beaches. Which
No,
one
I
was it?
said I thought it was Peaches, but
Oh.
I was like, is it Peaches or Beaches? But Beaches is what Mav said. It ain't that because it don't have Bette Midler in it.
Survey. It's not Beaches. Does not have the. You're thinking of the beach.
No,
Different
Beach
movie.
is with Leonardo DiCaprio,
It's the beach.
where he took
has
some
Leonardo
mushrooms
It's the
DiCaprio.
and
beach.
The beach.
The beach.
Beaches had Bette Midler in it, and I think Lily Tomlin. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know any of these movies.
yeah, of course you don't. Has nobody else here heard of Stay Tuned either? No, nobody even said anything about that one.
I've probably seen it years ago. I don't really remember it. Like, there was only a handful of movies I remember. My wife was like, "Oh, don't you remember when we watched this?" I'm like, "No." Who was in it? If I saw it again, I'll probably remember it after 5 minutes. But yeah, my memory's bad on movies that are like more than a year ago at this point.
God,
Maybe it's me getting into my senior moment.
Nobody in the chat seen Stay Tuned, man. Literally. So it's dude John Ritter. Remember from Three's Company, John Ritter. Rest in peace. He got a satellite dish, got a huge one, right, in his backyard, so we get like every channel or whatever. But it was sold by like the devil or whatever. Like he didn't know he was making a deal with the devil, right? And anyway, the satellite dish, something happens, and he gets transported into like a hell of like TV. So there's like alternate versions of all these TV shows and stuff where they're like demented characters, and they were like in the TV. So there was like Wayne's World was there.
Oh,
like
back in '92.
Bunch of different shit. Yeah, Stay Tuned's a classic, guys. You guys gotta see Stay Tuned.
Oh yeah, because I see that they're all dressed up like Silence of the Lambs and Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah,
someone hits them.
Survey says sounds like an Adam Sandler movie. The Remote. That movie was called Click. I like it. If you guys can't tell, I'm a little bit of a movie fan, right? So I
do remember this.
The chat for the wrong names. Survey.
I do remember
that is
Stay
called
Tuned.
Click with Adam Sandler.
I keep getting like when I type in Stay Tuned, I get a bunch of rats and like.
So, the movie I was thinking of is called Skin Deep. So I was totally off.
Okay, Skin Deep in the Peaches.
Skin Deep. Watch that. Has the Star Wars reference in it.
Okay, right on. Anyway, also, all right. So, 3-Bit, did you have something that was a standout from the partner preview show?
I was actually watching you guys watch it while I was at work. Then I went back and checked some of it.
Oh, hold on real quick. Fuzzy, it's got to head out.
Yep.
Fuzzy, thanks for being here,
Buzz.
bro.
Later, Fuzzy.
I hope you have a good one, man. Do you want to tell everybody where they got to find you, or you're already out?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm just letting my wife know I'm leaving here shortly. But I just wanted to quickly say the Path of the Goddess looked amazing. Like just the motions and the ceremony stuff and the crazy boss fights things that you're gonna have to fight, and then just the strategy behind it looked like it was awesome. And there was a ton of other games like the whole Sinking City 2 looked pretty cool. It was almost like a what do you call them? Like it almost reminded me of like Silent Hill in a way when it first started, but that looks interesting. I mean, like I said, or I think it was Psycho said, like the only thing that wasn't really for me was the Chucky game, and it was only because it was Roblox, as I refused to play Roblox, like I refused to play Minecraft. But
Like a PS1,
yeah, it was a great show. But sorry guys, gotta go. You can always find me on Twitter, usually doing oddball takes or just showing racing replays and stuff at Fuzzy_Belvedere. You can find me on the Shop Podcast tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, PTK Blam's channel. And then Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with 3-Bit for Pixelated Echoes. And then on Monday, Xbox Lunch Break Special, 12 noon on Double Barrel Gaming, on Mr. Boomstick's channel or Double Barrel Gaming. And then later that evening, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right back here for Fun Speculation on FSP. Look forward to seeing you guys there. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Sorry I couldn't interact in the chat because I don't have a keyboard on my phone while in Discord, but man, awesome being with you guys. And have a good night, guys.
Right on, man. Have fun the rest of your trip, bro. Have a good one.
Thanks. All right, take care, guys.
All right, bye, man.
Later, Fuzzy.
All right, real quick, 3-Bit, what about you on that show?
Yeah, there was definitely some standouts for me. I really liked the first Berserker Kazan. The style of it, like while the frame rate would drop here and there, the style was freaking sick.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Um, I was just hoping it wouldn't be too soulsy. It felt like it was very much inspired by Dark Souls and stuff, but I mean, the combat and stuff alone makes me want to definitely check it out. So that was a standout for me. Tales of Kenzera. I love sort of side scroller games. Like they end up being like really, I don't know. I just love them. I love that genre. Um, so that was one I definitely liked. And Path of the Goddess looked freaking dope as also. So yeah, those are like the three that stood out for me. It was cool to see that Stalker was getting a like pretty much like it is out now. That was pretty cool. I played the older Stalkers. They are I think if you never played a Stalker game, it's pretty deep with its mechanics and um a lot more than people would realize. So I do recommend you guys trying that out if you are interested in Stalker 2, because there's some gameplay things in there that you may not expect. What else was at the show? The Chucky thing, that was awful. I don't know why that was at the show. Like the graphics and stuff. I guess it was it being Roblox, but oh my gosh, when I saw it and you guys like react to it, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this looks like a PS2 type game. Yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah, it's just
I guess
it's
it's
just Roblox thing. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah.
it's
I
not
guess
like
it's
a new
just
game. It's just Roblox content that's like coming out.
is it just
within
skins or
Roblox.
something?
Yeah,
Or I guess
it's
it's
like
just
I don't know. Like Roblox is like got modes that are kind of made by the Roblox team, I think, but are also like mostly user generated
yeah.
games and content. So
Yeah, but there's some cool
interesting.
stuff there. If I had to pick one game, definitely the Tales of Kenzera. That one was like
Yeah,
one I'm really interested in. Um, so yeah,
right on, bro. Man, yeah, I think overall is a pretty damn good show. What I liked most about it though is like the variety. Just so many different kinds of games. Like, the first Berserker looks awesome. The Tales of Kenzera Zao looked like it's pretty good. But there's a lot of like mix of like either Game Pass
it
Day
reminded me
One
of Dead
stuff.
Cells. That's why I'm
Yeah,
liking it. I beat Dead Cells and I love that game. So
yeah. There's a mix of like Game Pass Day One stuff or like third party like companies. There's a lot from one like 11-bit studios, and we remembered that they had a deal with them last year that they had announced, that 11-bit had announced. So we saw a lot of those games today. Bob, have you played or know the game Frostpunk? It's like a city builder on PC.
Yeah, I've definitely seen it. Like I know that it was in. Isn't the second one coming out soon?
Yeah, they just announced that one is coming to PC Game Pass Day One. Frostpunk 2.
Yeah,
And it was just
I don't really
announced.
get big into the city builders, but I do remember that one.
So they had that, and then they had that I think I can't remember if it was so I think Sleight of Hand, which is a spy action kind of tacticsy game that was just revealed that's going to be in Game Pass Day One.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff there, man. But like, I recommend going back and watching some of the things because some of them are either Game Pass or PC Game Pass, right? And I think the overall there may be something there that catches your eye. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
it
wasn't
definitely
like
looked
a
like there
home
was some
run,
interesting stuff. I was on the plane when when it happened, so I didn't really get
Yeah.
to watch very much of it. So I haven't really gotten back to it, but
Yeah. The cool thing too, like they have the Final Fantasy 14 online. They showed more from the that we got a release date for for the official like full release for it. And then also they're putting Persona 3 expansion pass content into Game Pass Ultimate. So
Yeah,
Nice.
that was pretty big.
a lot of like, stuff for like JRPG fans and stuff. And speaking of, something I've been playing is Unicorn Overlord. I've been playing that today. I got it last night. Sick ass game. It's so great and refreshing to finally get games like this come day one to Xbox, bro. Because that's something that's been missed for the
Amazing.
360 generation, like Atlas, Vanillaware, Sega
Yeah.
partnership
I gotta check that
showing
game out.
dividends.
Is it Game? Yeah, Game Pass.
No,
I'll
it's
check
not.
that out.
It's $60.
Oh, it's not?
bit. You gotta buy it. Cheap ass.
Okay.
You have to
All
buy
right.
it. It's not in Game Pass. I do recommend
Not in
it though.
I bought it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I bought
Not
it.
in Game Pass.
Psycho bought it. Pong bought it. It's got good reviews. It's like scoring at like 89, 90s or around there, something like that on Meta. Not that that matters too much, but overall,
Yeah, this was the game I love the art style for. So
yeah, it's
I'll
all
def-
hand drawn art, bro. It's all
Yeah.
like handmade shit. So
Yeah, this looks incredible. Yeah,
It's-
I'll check it out.
It's an amazing. It's like a hybrid tactics game. This is really good.
Strategy. It's like strategy tactics / JRPG story like elements, and like it's just really fucking cool, bro. Really cool.
Heck yeah.
Everybody, I recommend it if you are into strategy games, tactics games, JRPGs, any of that kind of stuff, and you're looking for something like new on Xbox, give it a go. I don't know what all platforms it launched for. I think it launched on everything, and maybe even Switch.
Everything
Did it come out on
but
Switch?
Xbox One.
Okay. Yeah, you can get it everywhere. Hey, that's gonna do it for our show tonight. It's 11:12 p.m. tonight, Friday night. So we had a little over 2 hours show, shorter show for tonight. But it was great conversations. I think I appreciate everybody in the chat for being here. Are y'all
Am I
frozen?
still connected?
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
like 3
I
bits
froze
froze
for a second.
Oh yeah, it's weird, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I thought it was me.
No, it's my connection. It's me. I need Starlink. Fuck.
Yeah.
I need
Let
Starlink.
Caitlin know.
Yeah.
You're gonna spend, a couple G's.
Hey, babe, we gotta go spend a couple $1,000s because I dropped a little bit of internet. Anyway, I was doing outros and stuff.
Elon's calling.
And I said, Bob, thanks for joining, and I want to know where everybody can find you.
Yeah, I'm glad I got to pop in. Missed you guys, and always good to chat or sit here and listen to what you guys have to say. It's always super insightful. But you can find me Game Pass Dad everywhere: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Appreciate everyone listening in with us, and always a good time.
Yeah, man. Thanks for hopping in, bro. And good thoughts on the community stuff. Is like overall, it's interesting. Everything that's been going on, but
Later, 3-bit.
I think 3-bit pros too, bro. I think me and his internet, no matter where he is like connected somehow.
I think the internet's just been wonky the last couple days in general.
It has.
It's Jana.
You remember that shit that happened like years ago, Psycho? Every time I'd have problems, you'd have problems, like
Oh,
I
yeah.
just froze and then like 3-bit's gone. It's weird. Anyway, everybody check out 3-bit on Pixelated Echoes. There he is. 3-bit, where can everybody find you? You there?
Yeah, what the heck happened?
I don't know, man. I was saying
great.
it's like the old days when I would have problems, you'd have problems. Like I dropped. And
Oh,
you
did you?
froze. Yeah.
Did you drop too?
Yeah. For a second.
That was weird. Are we doing outros?
Yeah. It was your turn. Go ahead.
Everyone can find me on Twitter at i3bit, on YouTube, on FSP, on Mondays, right here with this awesome panel. It's Mav, Fuzzy, and Psycho, and it's a great show. I do my show on Sundays. That is the Pixelated Echoes, with Fuzzy, and we had a great show with Mav and King. King David. That was a really funny show, so go check that out, and we'll have another one on this Sunday coming up. So yeah, that's pretty much where you guys can find me. I try to drop by here when I can. But for the most part, love y'all, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Right on, man. Appreciate it. And what about you, Psycho?
Find me everywhere on social media under Psychonaut8. Thank you, chat, for coming out. It's been fantastic. We're gonna hop back onto some Unicorn Overlord. Definitely check it out. Don't miss out on that game. Support those Japanese games coming to Xbox. If it's up your alley, play the demo if you like it, and then pick it up. But yeah, Mav, where can they find you, buddy?
Right here, man. Appreciate everybody again for coming out tonight. I'm gonna work on getting all the podcasts for this week up on audio tomorrow. So look for that. And then we'll be back next week for Monday FSP. Then we'll have Thursday PM and the PM, and then Friday Xbox Ultimate. And then you never know where I might pop up sometimes on another show or whatever. But yeah, stay tuned. Follow on Twitter, on social media, or on X, whatever you want to call it. Fun Speculation. You can find all updates and news for the channel there. Community, you fucking rock. Keep up all the positive gaming talk and conversations. Don't let anybody ruin your energy. And have a fucking great night. Peace out.
Later, everyone.